Hare Krishna. Mataji, we can start.
Okay. Jaya
Yes.
Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Om Jnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamyam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Ravana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitam Shah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, dear devotees. So today we will be reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 17th chapter, verse number 104 onwards. So we know that it was always Lord Chaitanya's cherished desire to go to Vrindavan. So he made an attempt soon after he took sannyas, and then for a higher purpose, Nityananda Prabhu deviates his path, and then Lord goes to Shantipur, eventually to Jagannath Puri, and we know all those pastimes. And during that time, he was always desiring, but then initially he went to South India Yatra. So for 2 years he was in South India Yatra, then he comes back, and for a couple of more years, every year devotees from Navadvip, headed by Shivananda Sen, come for the Rath Yatra festival. They have a 4 months festival, and elaborate discussion we had describing the Rath Yatra festival. And finally, every year Mahaprabhu used to receive them and then bid them farewell with the respective instructions. Then, but every year Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always desired to go to Vrindavan, but he was stopped by the love of his devotees, because nobody wanted to part from association of the Supreme Lord and his love. But nonetheless, he is the Supreme Lord, and finally he put his foot down and he made an attempt to go to Vrindavan. That time he had a big entourage following him, and later at Ramakeli he meets Rup and Sanatan Goswami, wherein Sanatan Goswami gives him a suggestion that my Lord, the deep secrets and the ecstasies of the Vrindavan Dham will be cherished and relished by you when you have when you are not having such a large crowd. So it would be better for you to just go with 1 or 2 people. And then later Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also considered this, and in that particular visit he happens to come back to Jagannath Puri, and but immediately next, soon after Kartik, he leaves for the Vrindavan Yatra only with one servant, that is Balabhadra Bhattacharya, and they take the path through the Jharikanda forest. and there was an elaborate description about how every element and every species of the Jarikhanda forest was doomed in ecstasy by the love of Lord Chaitanya, and everybody, from elephants to tigers to deers, everybody chanted the holy names of Krishna, great ecstasy, and everybody were united by the holy names. And later, how Balabhadra Bhattacharya also expresses his gratitude, that how he was so grateful that he has been included in the entourage of Lord Chaitanya. So now moving forward, Lord Chaitanya, they reach Varanasi, the city of Kashi, and as we all know, and as was the situation more intense then, it is more with the Smarta Brahmanas or more with the Mayavadi philosophers. And there, then at that time, there was one particular Mayavadi leader who had a huge number of almost 60,000 followers. His name was Prakashananda Saraswati. He was there. Now, before meeting Prakashananda Saraswati, we knew in the previous verses how Lord Chaitanya met Tapan Mishra, whose son was Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, who later becomes one of the Shad Goswamis, Raghunath, famous as the Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. And then he meets Chandrasekhara also. And Chandrasekhara brings news to Lord Chaitanya about Prakashananda Saraswati. In the meantime, just then when Lord Chaitanya had arrived to Kashi Kshetra, already because he was a supreme person and because of his potency, he already unknowingly and unspokenly he attracted the common people of Kashi. And then there were some people who comes and reports the advent or the presence of a great personality of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya to Prakashananda Saraswati. From there, our discussions begin today. We will, that is chapter 17, verse 104. Shameshwari Mataji, can you read it?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 17.104. प्रकाशानंद श्रीपाद सभाते वसिया वेदांत पढ़न बहु शिष्य गण लाना. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There was a great Mayavadi sannyasi named Prakashananda Saraswati who used to teach Vedanta philosophy to a great assembly of followers.
You can read the purport also.
Okay, Mataji.
No, you don't have to read all the shlokas. Just read the translation part. After
Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Being an impersonalist, Prakashananda Saraswati used to explain the absolute truth as being without hands, legs, mouths, or eyes. In this way, he used to cheat the people by denying the personal form of the Lord. Such a foolish person was Prakashananda Saraswati.
You can see?
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Yeah. Such a foolish person was Prakashananda Saraswati, whose only business was to sever the limbs of the Lord by proving the Lord impersonal. Although the Lord has form, Prakashananda Saraswati attempted to cut off the hands and legs of the Lord. This is the business of demons. Vedas state that people who do not accept the Lord's form are rascals. The form of the Lord is factual. For Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Vedescha sarvar ahameva vedyaha. When Krishna says aham, he says I am, which means I, the person. He adds the word eva, which is used for conclusive verification. Thus, by studying Vedanta philosophy, one must come to know the Supreme Person. Whoever describes Vedic knowledge as impersonal is demon. One becomes successful in life by worshipping the form of the Lord. The Mayavadi sannyasis deny the form of the Lord, which delivers the all fallen souls. Indeed, the Mayavadi demons try to cut this
form to pieces.
The personality of Godhead is worshipped by exalted demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. The original Mayavadi sannyasi, Shankaracharya, also accepted the fact that the Supreme Personal that the Lord's form is transcendental. Narayana Paro Vyaktaha. Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is beyond the Avyakta, the unmanifested
Material energy.
material energy. Avyakta Ananda Sambhava. This material world is a creation of that unmanifested material energy. However, Narayana has his own eternal form which is not created by worshipping the form of the Lord. One is
No, it's
purified.
not created by the material energy. Simply by worshipping the form of the Lord, one is purified.
The screen is moving, so I'm unable to read.
Okay. Sorry.
Uh, However, Narayana has his own eternal form which is not created by the material energy. Simply by worshipping the form of the Lord, one is purified. However, Mayavadi sannyasis are impersonalist philosophers and they describe the form of the Lord as Maya or false. How can one be purified by worshipping something false? Mayavadi philosophers have no sufficient reason for being impersonalists. They blindly follow a principle that cannot be supported by reason or argument. This was the situation with Prakashananda Saraswati, the chief Mayavadi sannyasi of Benares. He was supported to teach Vedanta philosophy, but he would not accept the form of the Lord. Therefore, he was attacked with leprosy. Nonetheless, he continued to commit sins by describing the absolute truth as impersonal. The absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, always displays pastimes and activities. But Mayavadi sannyasis claim that these activities are false. Okay. Some people falsely claim that Prakashananda Saraswati later became known as Prabodhananda Saraswati, but this is not a fact. Prabodhananda Saraswati was the uncle and spiritual master of Gopala Bhatta Goswami. In his Grihastha life, Prabodhananda Saraswati was a resident of Sri Rangakshetra and he belonged to the Vaishnava Ramanuja Sampradaya. It is a mistake to consider Prakashananda Saraswati and Prabodhananda Saraswati the same man. Thank you, Bhaktaji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, here a few things we wanted to understand. So, we read the entire purport. First thing from last, if you start, Prabodhananda Saraswati is a great Vaishnava Acharya, and we have lot of literatures written by Prabodhananda Saraswati, which are taken as great literatures by all the Vaishnava Acharyas. He was the uncle of Gopala Bhatta Goswami. So that is one part of it. Now the Mayavadis, what the concept is, they consider the Supreme Lord has an impersonal feature. That is, when we understand Krishna, and when we decorate his body, when we take care of his body, when we meditate on every limb of the body, and we have a Vaishnava understanding that every limb is spiritual, and every by meditating on every limb of the body, we get purified. But the Mayavadis, they negate the existence of the personal features of the Lord. So that way it is actually very painful, and we as Vaishnavas are not we are not supposed to hear any Mayavadi discussions, because that way it brings down our consciousness. And such a Mayavadi leader was Prakashananda Saraswati. So Prabhupada very elaborately explains about the concept of a Mayavadi Tattva, which is wrong. Shankaracharya, although he was the leader of the Mayavadis, and he was the one for required time and circumstances, preached the Mayavad philosophy throughout the length and breadth of India. Nonetheless, during the ending of his Leela pastimes, he wrote the Bhaja Govindam prayers, where he says that pray to Lord Krishna, focus on him. So he emphasizes on the personal form of the Lord through his Bhaja Govindam prayers. So that way, at the end, he does say that it is the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is all in all. But nonetheless, for during that time, because of the need, he had to preach the Maya philosophy. So Prakashananda, so the coming back to the story, in Varanasi, Kashi, city of Kashi, at that time, Prakashananda Saraswati was there, who was the leader of the Mayavadis, and he had very huge followers of Mayavad people for him. So that is what we saw in 104th shloka. So coming to the next one, Bhuvana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Eka vipradeeki aila prabhura vyavahara Prakashananda aage kahe charitrata tanhara. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A Brahmana who saw the wonderful behavior of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Prakashananda Saraswati and described the Lord's characteristics. Thank you, Mataji. Hari
So
Bol.
the city of Kashi was flooded with Brahmanas also, and as we told earlier also, since Lord Chaitanya was the Supreme Lord himself, he was naturally and automatically enchanted to the hearts of all the simple and nice devotees. So say it's like this: the name of the God will be all over the place. The temples of the Lord may be all over the place, but only those who have a sincere heart and a godly nature, means God consciousness is there in their heart, in a small way or in a larger extent, they only can get attracted. Otherwise, then how it will, then the entire creation only would be God conscious. But that is not the case. It's all about one's heart, the inclinations of one's heart, how purified one's heart is. Only they can get attracted towards the Lord's form and name and temples and God's philosophy. That is how it works. So that is why we see that some are devotees, some are not devotees, some are half devotees, some are full devotees, some are completely pure devotees. So these all variations come because of the situation of the heart. So one Brahman who saw the wonderful behavior of the heart, who was simple at his heart, was straightforward, who was a devotee, he came to Prakashananda Saraswati to describe Lord's characteristics. Sindhu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Pranam Mataji.
Dandavat.
Text 106.
Yeah.
Eka sannyasi aila jagannatha haite tanhara mahima pratapa na parivarnite. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Brahmana told Prakashananda Saraswati, there is a sannyasi who has come from Jagannathapuri, and I cannot describe his wonderful influence and glories.
So he was this particular Brahmana, by seeing Lord Chaitanya was completely overwhelmed by his beauty and his nature. And naturally and automatically, when the Lord was moving in the city of Kashi, he was getting followers. People simply were naturally and automatically attracted towards him, and they were just moving with him. So he saw that the automatic entourage that was following Lord Chaitanya, and by seeing he was trying to explain to Prakashananda Saraswati that he has seen someone with wonderful influence and glories like that. So it is so much different from politicians who form an entourage by paying or by talks like that. But for Supreme Lord and the pure devotees of the Lord, they don't have to say that come and join me. Naturally and automatically people just join. Those who have a simple heart and naturally just they flow towards them, like a Ganga water river flows naturally and automatically towards the ocean. Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
1 minute, next one. Yeah.
Sakala.
Yes. Yes.
I couldn't see the screen, Mataji.
17107, you are not able to see?
No, Mataji.
Oh, one second.
It has changed, Mataji.
Understood. Now?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Sakala dekhiye tante adbhuta kathana prakanda sharire shuddha kanchana varana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Everything is wonderful about that sannyasi. He has a very well built and luxuriant body, and his complexion is like purified gold. Thank you,
So
Mataji.
he was describing the beauty of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya was very tall and he had a very beautiful form also. He was very tall and he was well built and he had long arms and he had a golden complexion, because we know that Lord Chaitanya is none other than Lord Krishna with the complexion and radiance of Srimati Radharani, who is golden in color. So he's trying to explain the beauty of that sannyasi whom he has seen. Sometimes happens, no? If we see some beautiful Mataji or someone, we try to explain that their beauty or some sannyasi, and we are very attracted. We say that, you know, how he was explaining, how he was looking, how he was appearing. So that we are talking about in a small level. But that Brahman is able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is falling short of words to explain the beauty of Lord Chaitanya. Yeah. Next one, anybody? Parameshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Ajanu puja kamala nayana yede kichu ishvarare sarvasal lakshana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He has arms that extend to his knees, and his eyes are like the petals of lotus. In his persons are all the transcendental symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare
So
Krishna
this Brahmana
Mataji.
was quite very pure Brahmana, because he immediately realized that these are the transcendental symptoms of the Supreme Lord. So one has to know the transcendental symptoms in the first place. That means he is a well-read Brahmana with the depth of knowledge through the scriptures, and pious in his activities and very devoted also. So immediately says it looks like he has the transcendental symptoms of the Supreme Lord, and his arms that extend to his neck. It is said that great personalities have that lakshana, that they have very long arms that extend up to their knees, but because general public nobody has that, so there are a few symptoms which says that they are the Supreme Lord. So one of them is his length of the arms. So he says that there are a few things which I am seeing: his radiance, his influence, his glories, his looks, and other features of the Lord makes me strongly feel that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Next one. Devotees. Okay, I'll read. Taha dekhi gnana haya ei narayana ei tanre dekhe kare Krishna sankirtana. When one sees all these features, one takes him to be Narayana himself. Whoever sees him immediately begins to chant the holy name of Krishna. So that was one of the very constant feature of the influence of Lord Chaitanya. When he was in Navadvip, after Navadvip, soon after he became the devotee, that is when he, at the age of 20, he took sannyas at the age of 24, but at the age of 20, he had been to Gaya, and then he receives the mercy of his spiritual master Ishwara Puri, and then from then he actually is a devotee. And that time when he reached Navadvip, automatically when people used to see him, they used to chant the name of Hari, name of Krishna. So Hari Krishna, these are the names that spontaneously were coming out of people's name by having the influence of association of Lord Chaitanya. Because when he did later also, we see in the Navadvip places, when doing the Chandkazi pastime also, before sannyas, the Chandkazi pastime also, everywhere he moves around, everybody used to not automatically start chanting the name of Hari and Krishna. So those Muslim soldiers also used to came running towards Chandkazi and says that we are not sure what is happening to us, and but somehow these words like Hari Krishna is naturally coming out of our mouth. So these were the common symptoms which people of South India also experienced during his yatra. That entire entourage that was following Lord Chaitanya were constantly singing the names of Lord Krishna Hari, because that was the kind of influence the Supreme Lord had over the people around. Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mahabhagavata Lakshana Shuni Bhagavate Sesabha Lakshana Prakata Dheki Tanhate. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We have heard about the symptoms of a first class devotee in Srimad Bhagavatam, and all those symptoms are manifested in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So this person is a well-read Srimad Bhagavatam devotee. So he is like all the symptoms which we have read in Srimad Bhagavatam are present in this personality of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhuvana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Dandavad.
Nirantara Krishna Nama Jihvatandra Gaya Dui Netra Ashru Vahe Gangadhara Praya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His tongue is always chanting the holy name of Krishna, and from his eyes tears instantly falling like the flowing Ganges. Haribol, thank you, Mataji.
Incessantly falling like the flowing Ganges. That is continuous. He was shedding tears without stop. He was shedding tears, and his tongue was always chanting the holy name. That is apparently we are supposed to feel at least a drop of tear should come when we chant the holy names of Krishna. We chant the names of Krishna for almost 1.5 to 2 hours every single day, and because unfortunately we are so much distracted and lost in unseen, unknown, and some random thoughts, that there is no question of any tears coming only, because that's so much of distraction. We are overloaded by distraction. We are over. It is very, very hard. It becomes a kind of a tedious task. It is like a exercise that, Lord, please help me next 1.5 hours. Let me just focus on your holy name. It's so much of a meditation just to put our mind together with the words. But then if we can do it, the Lord is, but just that effort we are doing also pleases the Lord. Nonetheless, if we can do it, then it is the actually required, that is the actual success. So the point is, the Supreme Lord, who has come down in the form of a devotee, when he is chanting the names of Krishna, is completely consumed and absorbed in the name of chanting of the holy names, that tears are incessantly flowing like river Ganges from his eyes. Chandana Mataji. We don't have anyone else today. Okay. No problem. Chandana Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. शाने नाचे हासे गाया करे ये क्रंदना शाने हुंकारा करे सिम्हेरा गर्जना. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sometimes he dances, laughs, sings and cries, and sometimes he roars like a lion. Thank you,
So he's
Mataji.
completely consumed in ecstasy. Sometimes he dances, sometimes he laughs, sometimes he sings, and sometimes he roars like a lion. So he is not in his own senses. He is just consumed by the holy names. So how much we are far from that kind of thought. At least if we can pray, every prayer is heard, and if we can constantly and continuously pray to the Supreme Lord, that let our mind be completely consumed, at least at that moment during the time when we are chanting, let us get completely absorbed in chanting your holy name. And it is also said that if we have to focus on the holy names for those 2 hours, then it is required that the remaining time of our day also, somewhere here and there, it is constantly connected with the Supreme Lord, his scriptures, his devotees. We have association of the devotees, or we have constant talking about the glories of the Lord, or we ourselves are hearing about the Lord, or we ourselves are reading something about the Lord, or we ourselves are doing some deity service. So somewhere here, there, somehow or the other, different ways, if we are in touch with the Supreme Lord, his holy names, then there is a high and very high chance that we remain very, very less distracted during the chanting of the holy names, because we are given a very great golden opportunity every single day and every single moment to absorb ourselves in the holy names. But it all depends on us, and also we can deeply pray for the mercy of the Supreme Lord, that let us, after understanding so many glories of the name, holy name, let us also be able to chant in that particular mood and ecstasy. Uma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Jagat Mangala Tandra Krishna Chaitanya Nama Nama Rupa Guna Tandra Saba Anupama. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. His name, Krishna Chaitanya, is all auspicious for the world. Everything about him, his name, form, and qualities is unparalleled. Hare Krishna.
So now that Brahmana reveals to Prakashananda Saraswati that his name is Krishna Chaitanya and everything about him is glorious, like that he says. Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Deki Jani Tanra Ishwarera Riti Alaukila Alaukika Katha Suni Ke Kare Pratiti. Can you scroll Mataji? Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Simply by seeing him, one understands that he possesses all the characteristics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such characteristics are certainly uncommon. Who will believe it? Thank you, Mataji.
Again and again and repeating, is just repeating the same thing again and again, that his name is like this, his beauty is unparalleled. Wherever he goes, he is chanting the holy names of Krishna. Everybody else is also chanting the holy names of Krishna. He has a huge people following in him, and he is definitely the Supreme Personality Godhead. All his characteristics, his symptoms, his looks are matching with the dose of the words from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So who can, it's like that, not naturally, automatically, continuously, the Brahmana is talking about Lord Chaitanya. Krishnamurti Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Suniya Prakashananda Bahuta Haisila Vipre Upahasakari Kahite Lagila. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Prakashananda Saraswati laughed very much to hear this description. Joking and laughing at the Brahmana, he began to speak as follows. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Can't see.
Finish it, I read.
Okay, joking and laughing at the Brahmana, he began to speak as follows. So this Prakashananda Saraswati made fun of that person who had come to explain only. He's like, okay, you are over exaggerating. So he's like, okay, like that. He did not pay so much attention and importance to that person who was reading, who was trying to explain about Lord Chaitanya. Shameshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Mataji. Put your hands down.
Okay. Yeah. Text 17.116. Suniyachi Gauda Deshera, yeah. Suniyachi Gauda Deshera Sannyasi Bhavuka Keshava Bharati Shisha Loka Prataraka. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prakashananda Saraswati said, yes, I have heard about him. He is a sannyasi from Bengal and he is very sentimental. I have also heard that he belongs to the Bharati Sampradaya, for he is a disciple of Keshava Bharati. However, he is only a pretender.
So now what's happening is, in the purport, Prabhupada explains that in the Mayavadi world, they have different levels. That if you are from a Bharati Sampradaya, or if you are from so there are different kinds of Sampradayas, and apparently this Bharati Sampradaya is not so topmost. Now we have seen this kind of situation during the conversation between Lord Chaitanya and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also. Because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was the topmost Vedantist, he is the leader of the Mayavadis, and when he encountered Lord Chaitanya for the first time in Jagannath Puri, just arrived. That time when he heard his name Krishna Chaitanya, and when he also heard the name, he got the understanding that he was from the Bharati Sampradaya. That time he was not very convinced, because he felt that Lord Chaitanya is more young, more beautiful, more intelligent, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was capable of raising his standard from Bharati Sampradaya to another higher level, because Bharati Sampradaya was considered little low. Nonetheless, after the discussion with Lord Chaitanya for 7 days, and Then there was a transformation of heart that takes place for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and he completely surrenders to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and accepts Lord Chaitanya as the Supreme Lord, none other than Brajendra Nandana Krishna. So that way he accepts and he sings Stuti and he writes poems and he glorifies and his life is completely transformed. So that is the first expression what the Mayavadi leader gets by hearing Lord Chaitanya's name. And at that time also, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya felt that he now, when Lord Chaitanya entered the Jagannath temple for the first time, by Lord seeing the form of the deities, he immediately fell unconscious. And that is the time that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya brings through his servants Lord to his house and then kind of takes care because he was a very elderly Brahmana. And then the other things remain a history. We have gone through all that discussion. So here, even on the similar lines, Prakashananda Saraswati also considers that having a huge followers, having dancing in great ecstasy, or shedding incessant tears and crying out, roaring like a lion, simply means completely consumed by the name of the Supreme Lord and continuously chanting. All these are kind of external behavior, adopted behavior. They are not natural, and he is a pretender. Like that, Prakashananda Saraswati thinks, and he also opens his mouth and he tells also that, oh, he is a pretender. Like that, he says, he is a pretender. So that way, in a way, he commits offense also. So that is what Prakashananda Saraswati does. Next, Bhuvana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. I have to read the purport or I'll go for 117, Mataji?
117.
Okay, Mataji, thank you. Chaitanya Namatara Bhavuka Ganalaya Deshe Deshe Grame Grame Bhule Nachana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Prakashananda Saraswati continued. I know that his name is Chaitanya and that he is accompanied by many sentimentalists. His followers dance with him and he tours from country to country and village to village. Haribol.
So it means that Prakashananda Saraswati already had got the information before this Brahmana that Lord Chaitanya was in his city, and he already got the information that what's happening, and he already got the information that there are many people who are following. All this already understood. So he said they are all, he is sentimentalist, and he has a group of sentimentalists like him only, and he is moving from one city to another city and one place to another place, and now he has come to the city of Varanasi, and now he has a great followers. You don't have to worry so much about it. Don't have to consider him as the Supreme Lord or whatsoever. Okay, he's sentimentalist, he has come, he will move around and will go to the next city. So that is what he's been doing. Will continue to do that. So these things actually nowadays also, when we say that, oh Lord, because we have heard something, naturally we want to tell it out to someone also. Then we say that, like when we go by trains or wherever we are traveling, we have to chant the holy names, because when it comes to the monuments, then we want to chant now. So we find a space and time, and somehow we squeeze out of opportunity and we start chanting. And then if anybody offers any food to us, then we said no, we don't take. Then we say that we don't take onion garlic. Then we said we take only prasad. Then we said we don't. So then people consider us also like these are little sentimentalists. Yeah, we know the ISKCON devotees or the Krishna devotees or the Hare Krishna devotees. Yeah, they have some understanding, and we should actually live our life. They simply say the Krishna and everything with Krishna, and morning they chant. So all followers of Lord Chaitanya have, to some degree, to a large degree or a smaller degree, have got that thought by common people telling that these are sentimentalists. So from then to now, it is almost somewhere here, there, even if not for that greater extent, to some extent, these kind of comments we do get even now, actually. Shameshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat. Mataji has
Dandavat.
yeah now this yeah shloka number 118. येई तारे देखा से ईश्वर करी कहे, आई छे मोहन विद्या ये देखे से मोहे. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mataji, can Can you please scroll up the screen?
Scroll up, huh?
Yes, thank you. Yes, no, but enough, Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Whoever sees him accepts him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Since he has some mystic power by which he hypnotizes people, everyone who sees him becomes illusioned. Thank you.
That is the problem with common people, because they cannot form people, they cannot have followers. So that was a situation when Prabhupada also, the pure devotees of the Lord, when they represent the Lord, they naturally automatically get crowd around them. So when Srila Prabhupada traveled to the West also, he had a huge following. And the reporters used to come and they asked that how you got, then it's because he is, see, now everybody has a soul and everybody's soul is blissful nature is to get attracted to the Supreme. And when the Srila Prabhupada, the pure representatives of the Supreme Lord, when they have that, they are in the mode of pure goodness, they naturally and automatically attract the heart. And so many people flock around them. And so many people flock around. So that is a common thing that happens. And those who are envious and those who are impersonalists or those who are against this, they feel that they are hypnotizing, so they have so many people around them. So now also this Prakashana Saraswati is like, otherwise natural people will ask, so if he is a sentimentalist, why so many other people are following him? So yeah, he is a little
Hare Krishna. Is Mataji audible?
No,
Yes.
Mataji.
No, we can't hear. We can't hear Mataji.
Yeah. Mataji, you are not audible.
I'm not audible.
Now you are audible, Mataji.
From then I was not audible, only just now I was inaudible.
Only for few moments.
Okay, no problem. Krishnamurthy Prabhuji, 119. I saw his name.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
सार्वभौम भट्टाचार्य पंडित प्रभला सुनी चैतन्य संगे अला पगला. Mataji, translation by Sri Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a very learned scholar, but I have heard that he also has become a madman due to his association with this Chaitanya. Hare Krishna.
See, now Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is a Vedantist, he is a Mayavad leader. So that news in that time, without internet, without newspaper, without anything also, all those things have been already known, that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was in Navadvip and he was the great leader. And now he has also been influenced by Lord Chaitanya and he has also become associate of Lord Chaitanya. That news already Prakashananda Saraswati has. Because Prakashananda Saraswati is also a Mayavad leader. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was the leaders of the leader of Mayavadis. So these information was already with Prakashananda Saraswati, and so is the commenting now that I heard Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has also become a sentimentalist. So Prakashananda is thinking that no, I don't know, he is like this, and I am not understanding why everybody is following. That kind of a situation of confusion thought Prakashananda Saraswati has. Bhuvana Devi.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Text 120.
Yeah.
Sannyasi nama matra maha indra jali kashi pure na vikhabe tandra bhava kali. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This Chaitanya is a sannyasi in name only. Actually, he is a first-class magician. In any case, his sentimentalism cannot be very much in demand here in Kasi. Haribol, thank you, Mataji.
Actually, Prakashananda Saraswati is committing offense again and again and again. And somewhere he is little scared also, because like something like political understanding, very typical non-devotee understanding is that I am a big person and I have sufficient followers. But then he comes to a competitive thought that someone else has come newly to the city and he is also big following. So somewhere my following may go join that following. Some kind of insecure feeling will be there. So only they try to put down the other person so that at least my following remains with me. So So he already started blaspheming him, telling that he is a sentimentalist, he is a magician, he is a hypocrite. No, he is a hypnotizing personality. He is a sentimentalist. He is from a low class Mayavad sannyasi, and he is like not even sure why even Sarvam Bhattacharya is following him. So he says whatever said and done in the city of Kashi, he cannot spread his magic wand too much, and it cannot influence the city of Kashi. So he is kind of scared, but he's kind of repeating himself for his own satisfaction that no. In Kashi, nothing will happen. Kashi will not be able to shower his influence. The point is that is the speciality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Is like when we hear, see now this Prakashan Saraswati, so much he is blaspheming to Lord Chaitanya, but nonetheless at the end of the Katha we know that how he also gets special mercy. He got the heart transformation, and he got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So that is the mood of the Lord anyways, and now Lord Chaitanya coming as the devotee of the Lord. So that should be the mood of a devotee, and that is the mood of pure devotees. So because we have seen in the life of Srila Prabhupada also, there were so many people who are actually not favorable, and and there were people also who were causing harm to the body of Srila Prabhupada. We had seen in the New York City of the hippies. Initially they were drunk and they were come to almost to beat up also Swamiji, Srila Prabhupada. But nonetheless, the compassionate nature of Srila Prabhupada was so deep that he did not think that these people, he always saw them in a very compassionate nature, that somehow we should bring Krishna, bring them closer to Krishna. We should somehow instill Krishna's mercy in their hearts. So this was the constant mood of Lord of Srila Prabhupada also, and so he took such greater risk during his elderly age also, and today where we are, because it has a long history that it has gone through. So that is the mood of a devotee that has been exhibited throughout, and Lord Chaitanya is a representative of that actually. He is the leader of that actually. Next one. Shameshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam.
Dandavad.
Shloka 17.121. Vedant Shravarna Kara Naya Hiya Tara Pasha Uchrinkhala Loka Sange Dui Loka Nasha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Do not go to see Chaitanya. Just continue hearing Vedanta. If you associate with upstarts, you will be lost in the world and in the next.
So he's trying to tell that you don't follow him because he is whimsical, he acts whimsically, and those who follow him, they will also be lost like him. Mataji can read the purport also.
Okay, Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word Uchrumkhala, meaning whimsical, is significant in this verse. In the Bhagavad Gita 16.23, Lord Krishna himself says, Yashravan vidim
Shastra vidim utsrujya vartate kamakarata na sa siddhim avapnoti na sukham na param gatim. Purport.
If one acts whimsically and does not follow the Shastric principles, he will never attain perfection, happiness, or the spiritual world. Thank you, Mataji.
Next one, Raja Lakshmi.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeta suni se vipara mahadukka paila Krishna Krishna kahe tata hete uthi gela. Translation by Bhaktivedanta Siddhanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. When the Brahmana heard Prakashananda Saraswati speak like this about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became very much grief-stricken. Chanting the holy name of Krishna, he immediately left. Thank you, Mataji.
So it is impossible for the devotees of the Lord to hear such blasphemous word about the Supreme Lord. Actually, we should not encourage also, and if somebody is continuously blaspheming, we just have to step out of that place. That is the etiquette of a Vaishnava or a practicing devotee also, for that matter. So when Prakashananda Saraswati started talking ill about Lord Chaitanya, it became impossible for the Brahman to be around, and he just he just shut his ears by chanting Krishna, 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 Krishna like that, and just steps out of that place. Parameshwari.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Okay. Prabhura Darshani Sudha.
Shuddha.
Just wait. Prabhura Darshani Suddhahanake. Moving.
Ashuddha Hana Chitandramana.
Hana Chitandramana. Prabhu Age Dugi Hana He Vivarana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The mind of the Brahmana was already purified by his seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He therefore went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and described what had taken place before the Mayavadi Sannyasi Prakasananta. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So now, what this Brahmana does is he was very much he was not disgusted. He was very annoyed, or he was very saddened by the comments and remarks of Prakasha and the Saraswati to the Supreme Lord Chaitanya. So he leaves that association and comes to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he had already seen Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he was already influenced, and now he takes an opportunity and goes and tells Lord Chaitanya about his about the thoughts of Prakasha and the Saraswati towards Lord Chaitanya. That what he had heard, he tells to Lord Chaitanya now. Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shuni Mahaprabhu tabe isha thasila punarapi sei vipra prabhure puchila. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mildly smiled. The Brahmana then spoke again to the Lord. Thank you, Mataji.
So actually, he was not, Lord Chaitanya was not affected by the comments, but when the Brahmana said, he mildly smiled, and but then Brahmana tried to explain further about what happened during his conversation with Prakash and Saraswati. Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Krishnamurti. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
तारा आगे ये बे हमी तुम्हारा नाम लैला. Scroll little bit, scroll down, little bit down. सेहा तुम्हारा नाम जाने आपने कहिला. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Brahmana said, as soon as I uttered your name before him, he immediately confirmed the fact that he knew your name. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So, see, it happens to us also. Sometimes we want to tell about something, we want to tell about Srila Prabhupada to someone. And we have so many good things to tell about Srila Prabhupada. So when we tell the name of Srila Prabhupada, that person reacts that he has heard about Prabhupada. Just that is not agreeing what other things we are talking about Prabhupada, but that itself for us, it's a joyous thing that that person knows Prabhupada. He knows, he has heard about Prabhupada. That is our Prabhupada is so famous. Like that we feel that happiness within us. No? Like that he's trying to tell Chaitanya, he knew your name, like that. Rajlakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, I can see only the translation. Thank you, Mataji. Tomara dosha kahite kare na mera uchara. Chaitanya kare kaheti na bara. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. While finding fault with you, he uttered your name 3 times, saying Chaitanya, Chaitanya, Chaitanya. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Oh, so he's like, he told 3 times your name. Like that, he's trying to tell to Lord Chaitanya with great ecstasy that you know what, this and all happened like that. Raj Lakshmi Mataji.
Tine bare Krishna nama naila tara mukhe avajana te namalaya sunipaye duke. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. Although he spoke your name 3 times, he did not utter the name Krishna because he uttered your name in contempt. I was very much aggrieved. You want me to read
this person, this Prakashananda Saraswati, he did not tell the word Krishna. He just told Chaitanya. Means by that he want to say that that person I know, like that. Means okay. He's belittling him. He's not giving him that proper respect. So it hurt the heart of this Brahmana because he knows that he is a supreme Lord and he's not getting proper respect. So that pains the Brahmana. So I'll just read through in between. They cannot understand the Maya is this common tool. They cannot understand the absolute truth and its spiritual varieties, name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Consequently, they conclude that Krishna's transcendental activities are Maya. To avoid this misconception, one has to directly cultivate knowledge about the holy name of the Lord. Mayavadi philosophers do not know this fact, and therefore they commit great offenses. One should not hear anything about Krishna or devotional service from the monks of Mayavadi in person. That way, very clearly, Srila Prabhupada tells that we should not put our ears because we unnecessarily will get contaminated. Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. इहारा कारण मोरे कहा कृपा करी तुम देखी मुख मोरा भले कृष्ण हरि. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Why could Prakashananda not utter the name Krishna and Hari? He chanted the name Chaitanya thrice. As far as I am concerned, simply by seeing you, I am moved to chant the holy names Krishna and Hari. Thank you,
So this is a
Mataji.
very important thing. This will be the last thing we'll discuss for today. This is a very important thing that, see, today if we are able to chant the holy names of Krishna, maybe we are distracted, but whatever, today we are able to follow the 4 regulatory principles. We are able to chant some fixed rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We are able to worship the deities. We are able to some extent try to understand this philosophy, try to read it, try to understand to whatever greater or smaller extent. That we should not think is some very common thing, very some simple thing. No, it is a very complicated thing. It has come. It is not that something of this life. There was something big thing that has happened in a previous life that today we are in this life we are able to chant it, and it is by definitely by the grace of the Vaishnavas and the grace of the Supreme Lord Himself. So it is not a small thing because sometimes in from the mouth, so many people we try to tell Hare Krishna, they don't tell Hare Krishna. So just the name of Krishna coming out from one's tongue is not a simple thing. For us, we just say Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Maybe attracted, distracted, or whatever it is, but we keep saying. So that is very important thing, and we should be very grateful for that. That today we have got an opportunity. Somehow it is entering our mouth, and we are able to tell it. So telling is not a simple thing actually, because this Prakasha and the Saraswati apparently is telling Chaitanya, Krishna, Hari. He is not able to utter it from his mouth. So he was, a Brahman is trying to tell him that he just couldn't tell Krishna and Hari. He was trying to tell Chaitanya. So he says that, but he is telling about himself that just when I got your darshan, when I just was around your antaraj, immediately, naturally and automatically, Krishna, Hari, words started coming out of my heart and mouth instantly. So now when he was not glorifying himself, he just explained, he just expressed that what happened to him naturally and actually. But the point is, it all depends on the one's heart, the level of one's purified heart. For some people, it is very easy to preach. When we just tell, they just accept it and they just do it. Some people, it is very hard, but nonetheless, they use their intelligence, understand, and then they come. And for some another level of people, whatever is said and done, they are very yes, okay, nice people, but they just continue to do what they are doing when they absolutely not budging by an inch, and they hear everything we do, they eat everything we give, but they are by themselves and they absolutely don't include any of our practices in their life. So then, see, that is not an easy thing. So here the Brahmana is telling, for me it was spontaneous. Somehow I was able to tell Hare Krishna, but I'm surprised that that Prakashananda Saraswati 3 times he told the name is Chaitanya, Chaitanya, but even once he did not tell the name of Krishna and Hari. So thank you very much. Granthra Srimad Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हरे
हरे कृष्ण माता